What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. This is Steven in Stereo, and in today's video we're diving back into Busted. I'm so stoked. This seems like a newer release. This is called One of These Days. I want to give a huge shout out to Ellie over on Patreon. Thank you so much for all of your support for so long. It means the world to me. I'm so stoked about this. Busted is one of those bands that I've had so much fun diving into. They're a band that I got into because of diving into McFly's music. Obviously, you start talking about McFly, Busted's gonna come up, and of course McBusted, which, by the way, if you guys want to check out some cool content over on Patreon, I actually did a full reaction to the McBusted documentary, which was really cool. There's also a McFly documentary and some other cool things over there as well. If you want to check that out and support my page, it's completely supported by y'all on Patreon, so thank you. I'm excited to dive into this. Again, this is One of These Days, came out about a month ago. Let's do it. Oh shit, I like how that came in right there. Hold on, that was a really cool transition. Like, they had the drums kind of like playing through a filter in the back and then kind of like showed up pretty present right there. Guitar comes in stronger. That's good.
Hey, I ain't seen you lately, and that's okay.
Fuck.
I know you're living life in your own way.
Woo! Can I just say that what I've noticed with a lot of Busted's more recent stuff that we've listened to, so kind of like when they kind of came back and started putting stuff out, there's like a little bit more focus on the pop side of things, which I'm actually a fan of, because I think that vocally this band can actually take that pop sound to a pretty cool level. So it's really cool to hear that in here.
It might be working out today.
Like, you hear it in the vocals right there. It's got an alternative sound, right? But it's heavy on that pop side. And I think that's super fucking cool, because that was something that was like, if you think about like Matchbox 20 and stuff, right? When they were coming up, they had that pop rock sound. They were pretty like still heavy on the rock side of things, right? But those songs became pop hits. With Busted, it's the same way right here, except I feel like in the vocals, we're actually giving more of that pop sound. It becomes a very accessible thing, and I fucking love that.
Today, it might not be forever. One of these days, one of these nights, one of these days, you're gonna find out who your friends are.
Woo!
You're gonna learn the hard way. One of these days, one of these nights, one of these days, you're gonna find out who your friends are. You gotta go your own way.
So this definitely seems like something that would it's unfortunate as you get older. This is something that does happen, where one of these days you do have to test that boundary and find out where your friendships really are. If I can think about my own life in this song, when I went through like a really like messed up like car accident, like really bad surgery. 17 years later, I still deal with it. And I remember like I had like a handful of people that I thought were like my best friends, right? And like I got out of the hospital after like, you know, all of the drama of like maybe dying, maybe losing a leg, like it's fucking ridiculous, right? But like then I spent almost like a month at home, and one person visited me in an entire 4-week period, knowing full well what I was going through. And unfortunately, that was one of the moments where it was my one of these days where I had to find out who my true friends were, and that shit sucked. So the song hits on another level.
It's true. Been trying to find a way of breaking through. We go back to 1992. And don't act like I've been saying something new.
Ooh.
I've been saying it forever. If I call you up in a minute, even if you didn't hear it, would you hand me back when you see it?
If I called you and you missed it, you didn't hear it, are you going to pick that phone up and call me when you see it? Like, where is your loyalty to me? Am I worth the energy to drop things to even just check on me and make sure I'm okay?
One of these days, one of these nights, one of these days, you're gonna find out who your friends are. You're gonna learn the hard way. One of these days, one of these nights, one of these days, you're gonna find out who your friends are.
again, talking about that really great like pop writing style too. So thankful that we have lyrics that in a minute and 42 seconds, you at least know some of the words. I'm a big fan of driving in my car and screaming lyrics at the top of my lungs. So this shit right here hits.
You gotta go.
Fuck yeah.
You gotta go your way. Hey, I ain't seen you lately, and that's okay. Ooh.
Wait, there's growth in that song. I haven't seen you lately and that's okay. Like being able to accept your place in other people's lives, I think is very fucking important because it is all the growth you need to be able to even manage life. Ugh.
I ain't seen you lately, and that's okay. Ooh. One of these days, one of these nights, one of these days, you're gonna find out who your friends are. Yeah, you gotta learn the hard way. One of these days, one of these nights, one of these days, you're gonna find out who your friends are. You gotta go your own way.
I also love the fact that like this is like a lot of real fucking shit lyrically, but like we're also dancing and shaking our ass at the same time, which is exactly why I love music, because it's cathartic in so many ways, and this song stands its own fucking place for that. First off, let's just congratulate the fact that Busted still doing it after all these years, still pushing the boundaries of their own music, and that growth just musically is incredible. I love the pop sound that this gives in the vocals. I think that's really cool to have a mix like that. It's great. I also just love the fact that the vibes are here, even though we're talking about real shit. Like I had shared with you, obviously, like some really real trauma that I fucking deal with because of finding out who my friends are. It's really difficult, but as you grow up, I think it's almost like a test to the fact that you're growing up is as you get older, you start drifting apart from certain people, or people do not give you the attention that not that you necessarily deserve, but like if people don't reciprocate your energy, you gotta get out of that. Like you have to, because you're gonna give up your own peace forever. And I know that because I'm trying to be a, ex people pleaser, right? A retired people pleaser. Because it got where does it get you, honestly? Because in this song, we know exactly what happens. At some point, you're gonna have to realize who's really there for you and who's gonna ride for you. And I like the fact that we don't have to have overly complicated lyrics to be able to push that emotion. I think people get the wrong idea with songwriting sometimes. They try so hard to put as many words or as many like intricate words into something, and I think there is a beautiful time and a place for that. But that's also one thing I love about pop punk and why I love the, maybe pop emphasis that they have here, but they have those roots in their songwriting from pop punk and growing up, how they did. And so I feel like when we get into the lyricism, it's simple, we understand it, and it moved me. I felt moved to say, wow, I feel so connected to that song. So I think Busted did a really great job with this. It's cool that this is only 4 weeks old because that means that they are still putting out music. My understanding, I think they put an entire record out with collaborations from other pop punk artists. I don't know if it was an EP or if it's a full album, but you guys should let me know. I feel like one of these days, pun definitely not intended right there, but I feel like one of these days when I'm looking at more Busted stuff to do, maybe we should check out like an album or something. Like that's one of the things it's one of these things that one of these days I feel like I need to do, because I've checked out a lot of their singles and live stuff and everything, but I've never like done a album dive. So maybe after I do the McFly discography, we can talk about doing a Busted dive if that's something you guys are interested in. You guys gotta let me know in the comment section. Make sure, if you guys want to and you want some cool content, go check out Patreon. Everything that I do is supported by Patreon. So thank you guys so much for all of your love over there. Let me know in the comment section what you guys want to see next on the channel. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.